Hey everybody, today's video is really going to focus on the many uses and benefits of controlled articular rotations, or CARs, and that hopefully will really clear up any questions that you guys might have on it. First thing that we can use CARs for is any kind of rehab work. So I'm going to stick with the example of my wrist throughout the entire video. Let's say my wrist hurt and I was prescribed CARs to do at home. The idea is that I want to do them as frequently as possible, under light tension, and of course completely pain-free. So if my wrist starts to hurt as I do my controlled rotation here, I'm going to stop, cut the circle, and continue onward, okay? I'm not going to fight through any of that resistance or any of that tension, particularly early on in my rehab. I just want to create motion and continue talking to those injured tissues. As my wrist begins to feel better and I incorporate my CARs practice into a morning routine, I can up the ante a little bit by increasing tension and going a little bit slower and creating a bigger circumference of motion. So that would look more like this. I hold about 10 or 30% tension in my hand, okay? And now I'm going to really explore around the larger portions of the joint for about 5 seconds, but again, maintaining the entire time the tension I originally set. That's really important. Even as we progress through the CARs practice more and more into training and warm-ups, you don't want to lose any kind of tension, particularly as you get through those harder points, okay? That brings us to warming up. I use CARs practice all the time prior to my warm-ups, okay? I think they've been really, really beneficial for keeping me healthy and actually eliminating a lot of sorenesses that I used to feel after my workouts. So what's the difference from that and a morning routine? Well, you guessed it. We're going to increase some tension a little bit more. And we're going to take that circle now, instead of 5 seconds, we're going to go up to 10, all right? So essentially that would be me squeezing as hard as I can and then cutting that in half. Once I start the circle, I'm going to think about trying to, again, explore those outer ranges, only this time I'm going to go much slower, much more deliberate, and I'm going to make sure that each rep gets me to about 10 seconds, which is right about there. Now, if I wanted to take this to a level of training, well, all I would have to do is, again, go a little bit slower and then ramp up some more intention. So now what I'll do is typically squeeze as hard as I can, and my circle is going to start to be along the lines of 20 plus seconds. So that's going to be pretty difficult. So if you don't think that you can start to train your joints using CARs, well, think again. Try to hold max tension for 20 seconds as you go very deliberately and try to expand your range of motion now. I guarantee you're going to be pretty tired after a round of like 3 or 5 of these, okay? So hopefully that answers any of your questions about CARs. We have them for rehab purposes. We have them as part of a morning routine. We also have them for warm-ups and trainings. But the most important thing is that we do them every damn day.